everyone! First off, before we go anywhere in this video, yes, I am wearing a Batman mask and a mask. And that's because I am still recovering from surgery and my face currently looks like the Crypt Keeper fucked a pufferfish and had a baby that looked like a Dark Souls Hollow Knight. It's all sorts of crazy underneath these masks right now. But don't worry, I am like Frieza, this isn't even my final form, but I do have some vanity to protect. So this weird eldritch horror looking abomination that I'm wearing right now is what you're going to get for now. That being said, I actually wasn't intending to appear on camera this close to after my surgery because I'm currently more hopped up on painkillers than Jane. But I just absolutely had to come on camera for this because something just happened that might have been one of the most exciting yet stupid things to happen to me as a nerd ever, and I just needed to geek out about it with all of you for a hot minute. Y'all, I am literally vibrating with joy at what this video is going to be about. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Anyways, let's get into it. As you all know, I have been reviewing every episode of Star Trek as it's been releasing over on my secondary channel, Jessiegender After Dark. And I've been especially adoring the recent new series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, right here with this little Anson Mount right here, little Anson Mount face, little Captain Pike I'm just rubbing right now. And the reason that I've been loving this show, besides just being the fact that I'm a weirdo, is the fact that it has been releasing banger after banger Star Trek episode. I mean, you have Captain Pike's perfectly coiffed hair, Ethan's pecs, and Christina Chong's perfect drummer energy from The Expanse. Oh, as well as Anson Mount's pecs. Really everybody's pecs, to be honest. But seriously, I love my Star Trek Discovery. I love my Star Trek Prodigy. I adore my Star Trek Lower Decks. Still my favorite modern Trek show, hands down. And, well, PICARD exists, and I'm glad that it does for those of you who like it. But this Strange New World show is absolutely wonderful on every level. It's really been capturing the action-adventure, thoughtful ideas, political messaging, and campy weirdness that I've always loved about Star Trek. And I'll save talking about the entire season for my video that I'll do on it once the season wraps out, or if you want my thoughts on every episode, you can go check out those reviews. But the reason that I am appearing on camera today is that in the final minute, and I mean quite literally the final minute of the most recent episode, Serene Squall, the show might have delivered probably my favorite thing in all of modern Star Trek, and I just need to rant about it. So, full spoilers from here. If you have not seen the episode, be forewarned. We're getting into spoilers because we need to talk about... Oh my god, they brought Cybok back. Like, Cybok, the laughing Vulcan from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Star Trek V, known across the galaxy as the weirdest, dumbest Star Trek movie ever made. It's the movie where Captain Kirk asks this.
What does God need with a starship?
It's the movie where Spock has a goddamn marshmallow holder from the 23rd century that is so dumb because it can only hold, like, what, maybe 3 marshmallows? Why not bring a fucking bag, Spock? That is the most logical thing, just bring a marshmallow bag!
A marshmallow. Where'd you learn to do that?
Before leaving the ship, I consulted the computer library to familiarize myself with the customs associated with camping out.
It's also the movie where Captain Kirk wants to fuck a mountain.
Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Why is he climbing a mountain? He wants to make love to the mountain.
Absolutely wonderful in how absolutely dumb it is. Star Trek V was the Star Trek movie that William Shatner got to make because his contract said that he got to do whatever Leonard Nimoy got to do. Kind of like a weird transporter double deal in a giant legal man-child kind of way. And since Leonard Nimoy got to direct the last 2 Star Trek movies, that means William Shatner got to direct Star Trek V. And this joyous thing is what he chose to give us.
Amazing about it, I know this ship like the back of my hand.
It's just a fun movie that I love getting drunk to and watching it with friends. Anyways, the villain of the movie is Cybok, Spock's illegitimate half-brother who had never been spoken of or referenced until this movie because anything that Fast and Furious has done, Star Trek did it first, and Trek is the king of introducing previously unknown siblings. I mean, Worf gets a random stepbrother at one point, as well as a Klingon brother. Kirk has a brother who looks just like him, but with a mustache, who is murdered by a space ravioli. And Spock has a literal ton of them. We'll talk about the other one in just a minute, but Cybok was the first, and I adore this guy. His whole thing is that he goes around showing emotions, which is something that Vulcans don't do, and he takes pain from people somehow. I don't really know.
I don't understand.
Each of us hides a secret pain.
Share yours with me and gain strength from the sharing.
He also meets a 3-boob chick and the villain from Tron, and his whole plot in Star Trek V is that he steals the Enterprise because he believes that God is at the center of the universe for... Shakari only knows why.
We have traveled far!
And it turns out that God is actually just a floating face with disappointing rock monster special effect powers.
You are the first. We sought only your infinite wisdom.
Again, it's a weird movie. But it's things like Cybok that I love Star Trek so much for, and honestly why Star Trek Lower Decks is probably my favorite Trek, is because Star Trek can be thoughtful and have meaningful content that's both political and biting and yet earnestly inspiring. And even within all of that, it's sometimes just weird as shit. Which is why I have been upset at Star Trek Discovery. You see, there are many people out there that are criticizing Star Trek Discovery in ways that are both legitimate and illegitimate, ranging from understandable problems with its serialized storytelling structure to the fact that gay people exist, or whatever. But for me, while I do recognize some of the show's flaws, like, damn those gay people for existing, but overall, I still really love Discovery. But one thing that has been killing me with this show is that it has never introduced Cybok. And some of you may be saying, like, who cares? Why would you be so upset that they didn't introduce Cybok? Well, this show has been demanding Cybok for forever. You see, the main character of Discovery is one Michael Burnham, who we learn is also another random Spock sibling that we've never heard of before because fuck not, that's Star Trek's bag. Now, clearly the choice to have the main character of Star Trek Discovery be an adoptive half-sister of Spock that we'd never heard of before was fan-wanking nonsense in its first season. But overall, I do really like Michael Burnham. She's great, her hair kills it, she cries a lot, but she cries like a boss, fuck y'all you haters, and Sonequa Martin Green is amazing in the show. And even better, in Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery, she actually gets to meet Spock. And they go on an emotional journey together, they play chess, Spock hates chess but loves science.
I like science.
It's a decent season of TV. But then, spoilers for Discovery by the way, at the end of Season 2 of Discovery, the ship jumps 1,000 years into the future, leaving Spock behind. And despite the fact that we had spent 2 seasons with Michael being Spock's sister, even meeting Spock's parents several times in the show, there was nary a single mention of our friend, the Laughing Vulcan here. Not that guy. This guy. I don't know who that is. What's up with this? It's because I have a butthead? This guy's a butthead. Anyways, talking about Cybok. Anyways, this was why I was pissed at Star Trek Discovery. Where was my Laughing Vulcan? Well, Discovery's spin-off Strange New World, which features Spock, has had the last Vulcan laugh because we gave a Vulcan hello to Cybok in last week's episode. Don't do videos after surgery. This is bad for my health, but fuck it, it's Cybok. I'm doing it for Cybok. But not only did they bring back Cybok, they also set him up as the current series' big bad. Seriously, I am not joking here. The entire episode teases Cybok the entire time, and at the end, Cybok's like, I think I know who this mysterious Vulcan is. My father had an illegitimate child. Like, he's giving a fucking Shakespearean backstory here.
Sarek had a child out of wedlock. He, although full Vulcan, has rejected the teachings of logic.
And I was watching the episode as this is happening, and I literally stood up and started screaming when Spock said the name Cybok.
My half-brother, Cybok.
Cybok! 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 Oh my god, it's Cybok! It's Cybok! Cybok!
My half-brother, Cybok.
He is the end reveal of the episode, so they are building him to come back as the main villain, the main recurring villain of the show, and oh my god, I am dying, y'all. This is the best thing. It's the best thing ever. But not only that, my dear friends, the whole episode that had built up to Cybok's reveal also featured a villain played by transgender actress Jessie James Cattell, who fucking killed it, hammering it up as the evil, badass, queer-coded villain all episode.
Oh, this is fun.
She's so deliciously evil. Oh my god, she's right up there in like the hallmark of like best queer-coded villains, like Ursula Le Guin. Ursula from The Last Mermaid. I am on too many painkillers right now. Ursula Le Guin is a heartwarming science fiction author. Thought of Ursula the Sea Witch. Anyways, Jessie was fucking great as the villain, and turns out at the end of the episode that she's actually Spybok's fucking girlfriend who is trying to release him from prison. Yes, Star Trek Strange New Worlds brought back Spybok and gave him a fucking super trans femme queer evil villain girlfriend, and I do not know if I could have ever asked for more from Star Trek. I am just so happy right now. Like, seriously, imagine me right now. Imagine having been trying to meme Spybok into Star Trek for years now. Like, I am literally on record years ago calling Discovery writers cowards on Twitter for not introducing Spybok. And then, out of nowhere, they bring him back in an episode that allows a transgender actor just to have so much fun. Something so sorely needed on TV nowadays, trans characters just getting to have fun, hamming it up without being defined by trauma or pain, and just getting to see a trans person getting to have hammy, campy, sci-fi fun. I'm just... seriously, bring it down. I'm just so proud of Star Trek. Not just for Spybok. I know I'm joking and memeing and doing my own Star Trek version of Morbin Time right now, but this show continually shows me why it's my favorite franchise. It does this for numerous reasons. The inspiration, the joy, the hopeful future, but sometimes it does it in just weird and dumb ways that just make me happy. Because it just knows how to have fun, to show a fun, enjoyable future, and let everyone be included in that at the same time. It just allows things to be weird. Like, Captain Pike literally has a pirate wheel in this episode. It gets strange, y'all. And yet, it just feels so welcoming, too. You see, in this video, while I'm joking and enjoying Spybok, it wasn't about Spybok at all. What this video was about is just pointing out that sometimes what the utopian vision of the future is about is accepting the totality of humanity. Weirdness and all. Every franchise and corporation out there right now is changing their flags to pride colors right now for Pride Month, but it's all surface level nonsense. None of these people are actually backing that up by doing anything demonstrable for the pride and LGBTQ community. But to my mind, the only major science fiction franchise that has earned the right to say that it has always let its freak flag fly is Star Trek. And as a lifelong Trekkie, as someone who draws inspirations from this franchise, who lets it drive so much of my life because I'm a silly person that way, I could not be prouder. We should all embrace our inner Spybok once in a while. Today, where so many people are under attack and being vilified for who they are, especially trans people in the United States, but so many people around the world right now, it's important to remember that we're all weird, we're all strange, we all don't fit into our little Vulcan boxes. Sometimes we have a weird little butt head, or you have a weird little face like I have right now, but we're all still human. We all still like to be part of that utopian vision of the future. So Star Trek, for bringing Spybok back, but also for bringing a moment of just true trans femme joy. Thank you. It means so much to me. And thank you to all of you out there for indulging me in my own weirdness with making this video. Anyways, I had to rant about that because I just had so much, but now I am certainly crashing because the painkillers did not make it through this entire video. So I'll just say a few quick things here. First off, my full episode review of this episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds is already up over on my secondary channel, so you can go check that out if you want my full thoughts of that. And secondly, if you haven't seen this past week's video, it's one of the videos that I am most proud of. It's a video where I analyze the humanity and empathy of the work of one of my favorite filmmakers, James Gunn, and how he has worked both in his life and through his art to grow as a person and show a path towards accepting accountability for harm and still trying to move forward constructively. I am so proud of that video, and I was so incredibly honored that James Gunn himself showed up in the premiere chat, tweeted about the video, and even DM'd me a kind, thoughtful word. It was honestly one of the craziest things that happened to me, and it was even weirder because, again, I was hopped up on pain meds at the time. So yeah, I'm just really proud of that video. But sadly, YouTube age restricted it this past weekend, which means, if you don't know what age restricting means, it means it becomes 18+, and it essentially just kills the video dead in the algorithm. And I'm honestly just really kind of upset about it, to be frank with you. And the reason that I'm mentioning all of this is because the only way that you can sort of get around age restriction is if people go watch it, share it, especially. Like, if you share it on a Facebook group or on Twitter, it really does help and means a lot to me. And just give it a watch yourself. I promise it's worth your time. It's a long one, but I swear it is something that I worked really, really hard on. So please, if you need to split up into chunks and things like that, like, you can watch it all. You don't have to watch it all at once. It's definitely made for binging over a few days, but it's a video I'm very proud of. And finally, last big announcement, don't forget, Sex in Star Trek Part 2 comes out next week. It is my biggest video yet. I am so freaking excited for it, but it is already out now for all of my patrons, and it is coming this week on Nebula. So check it out there if you can't wait for it. Honestly, I think it might be the best, and it's certainly the biggest video that I've ever done, so be ready for it. Sadly, there's not Cybok in it, but what are you gonna do? But anyways, I am now crashing hard, so all of you, live long and prosper. I'm gonna go rest my puffer face, because this is taking way too much energy, but I love all of you.